Star Wars. Hey everybody, welcome to Simple Diversion. I'm Graham, and today is Star Wars Day. How did you get here? Today, Star Wars Rogue One comes out on iTunes, Amazon, so if you're a big Star Wars fan, today's the day that you can get the movie and watch from home. And just thinking about that made me want to kind of just talk about a Star Wars piece that I have that deals with the movie. It is the Star Wars 1995 VHS release. Now this one is a little bit different than what you're used to seeing. You're used to seeing the three stacked, but the way that this is different is this is a limited release, and this is THX widescreen edition, so that's pretty cool. I picked this up a few years back. They are kind of hard to find. They're going on eBay right now, anywhere from $25 to $100, depending on if it's new in the package or if if there's any nicks or dents in the box. And then on the back, it's just got a letter from George Lucas to the fans. And as we open it up, we have all three Star Wars releases here. Now, if you look closely, the first one says just Star Wars. Depending on what your age range is, you might be used to seeing Star Wars A New Hope. This is just called Star Wars because back in the day, it was just Star Wars. They didn't know they were making 9 movies. So that's kind of cool. The other thing is this is the 1995 version, and this version is the last version that was released before they did the special editions, before they added the extra footage. So in Star Wars, you might remember seeing Han Solo talk to Jabba the Hutt before getting on the Millennium Falcon. This doesn't have that. This is just the theatrical version, which is kind of cool to have. The Star Wars boxes themselves, they're in pretty good shape. I myself have never watched them. By the time I got these, the DVDs were already out, so I didn't really have a need for it, but I thought it was a cool piece to have because nobody really watches VHS anymore, and this is before they added all the special stuff in it. Empire Strikes Back, and then my favorite is Return of the Jedi. A couple of nicks and dents on them, but overall they're in pretty good shape. Some of you might not even know what a VHS is, and for you guys, here it is. We used to have to slide this into a VCR, and if you watched it and you didn't rewind, then your family members might have been upset with you because then they would have had to go back and rewind the whole thing. Back then you had to rewind these things. Pretty big, pretty bulky. Now we're on Blu-rays and people pretty much just go streaming. So, it's a cool piece to have. You can still find them on eBay. This was the second release. The first release was just Star Wars, and then they came out with this one. Then they came out with the gold and silver versions. That's when they added the special editions. And I can't really even tell you how many editions they've had since then, but there's been quite a few. I have this one, and then I had the DVD set, but once I got the Blu-rays, I gave those away because I didn't really need them. So this is all 6 movies, and this is Blu-ray, and this just comes in a cool little booklet that you can switch pages to all your movies. And it's funny because I just got this a couple years ago, and this is already outdated because they've added the new Star Wars movies, so I'm sure they'll have another release for that. So that's pretty much it. Just wanted to share this with you guys. Is there any Star Wars stuff that you have that's kind of a collectible or something that you want to share? Let us know. I think Star Wars is pretty cool. There are much bigger fans than myself, but I remember growing up watching it, and it was just the greatest thing. So if you haven't watched before, I would suggest that you watch the old ones first, these guys, before you pick up and go with the newer ones. These storylines are so much better, and I will say that the fighting is not as good as it is now with all the CGI and effects, but you gotta start with the old ones. It'll make you appreciate them more, and they are the better films. Don't get caught up on all the action and whatnot. These are the ones to go with. These are my favorite. That's pretty much it. Just want to share that with you. Also have a couple Funko Pops out here that maybe we'll review coming up soon. If you guys would like and subscribe, that would be great. We'll see you soon. Thanks.